clients were telling me Ishan Sharma is there, and I was like, who is Ishan Sharma? And this is like 7-8 years ago. 2009 is I think when we got recognized by Guinness with 199 flags finally on his body, which was the maximum on anyone's body. And then we got the record. Your drawing has to be very good if you want to be a tattoo artist. And even if your drawing is not good at the moment, you can achieve anything. I was never scared of anything because I had nothing to lose.
Many of us have never thought that tattooing can be a full-time career. Whether it is only a passion or a passion turned into full-time profession. If you have such questions in your mind, then this episode is for you. Our guest today is Lokesh Verma, who is the founder of Devilz Tattooz. He also holds the title of being the only Indian in the top 20 tattoo artists of the world by Google. He also holds a Guinness World Record and have more than 20 plus years of experience. So why to wait more? Let's get started with this candid conversation now. Hi Lokesh, I welcome you to the Crazy Careers podcast. So we will begin with the question, how tattooing can become a full-time career? Like, is there a possibility that tattooing can become a full-time career?
Yes, tattooing or anything for that matter can become a full-time career. Yesterday I was going to my other studio in Gurgaon while I'm in India right now, and I saw people selling rocks and pebbles on the road. So, when people are making money from selling rocks and dirt, I think tattooing is still something very legitimate and, what people really want. So, anything can be a career if you are good at it, and because there's competition in every field nowadays. So you have to be really not just above average, but you have to be very creative, to I will not say market yourself, but to position yourself in whichever field you are. You have to be a little bit different. If you're selling what everyone is selling, then you will not make it because then you'll be very mediocre. But it can be a good career, a well-paid career, if you have different ideas. And if your execution is different than others. Basically, you have to have something different to be successful in anything.
Let me tell it to the people who are watching us that Lokesh is an MBA graduate. So I would personally like to know how this transition from an MBA graduate to a tattoo artist.
Well, I was always into, I was not the brightest student in the class. I was always above average, but I was not too much into academics. I was always into arts and crafts and other subcultures of music. So I was a DJ also for some time. I tried my hands on graffiti as well. So I was always into music and all these subcultures like skateboarding or something else, which is something different, which was happening very new in India at that time. I'm talking about 2000. In 2000, I finished my school. So yeah, around that time. I was always looking to do something different, but how it happens in India is you have to become a doctor, engineer, or if you're average, then BCom and MBA. This is what you do. Yeah. So like everyone else, I did my MBA, and while I was doing my MBA, I was also playing the DJ in the night. I was doing my college morning 8 to 12 full-time college. Then 12 to 6:30, I was doing my internship in a company. And then in the evenings, I used to play the DJ. On the weekends, I used to do tattooing. So I was doing 4 things full time. I was crazy busy. After doing my internship for 2 years in that company, I figured it out that I cannot sit on a computer and send mails throughout my life. So I want to do something different. Mm-hmm. So I put more emphasis on tattooing, and just by working on the weekends, I was making equivalent or more amount of money because I was good and I was one of the first guys in Delhi to start tattooing. I'm talking about 2003 when I started tattooing part time, and 2005 was when I opened my first studio. When I finished my MBA, I told my parents this is something very different, and I don't think I want to sit and send emails all my life. And that's how I quit my corporate job and switched to tattooing full time.
Right. As you just mentioned that you were the first tattoo studio, like you opened the first tattoo studio in Delhi. So if that was so new to you and also to this part of the world,
Yeah.
so what was your mindset while starting it? Like, were you scared of, like, before starting it? Did you discuss it with your friends and peers, like whether I should go for this decision or not? What was your mindset?
No, I was never scared of anything because I had nothing to lose. I come from a family where my father was an retired army man, and he had a little bit of pension. So I was always, as before I finished my school also, I was working. I was not even complete 17 years old when I started my first job, which was distributing
Yeah.
pamphlets on the road. Later I sold some different things, coolers, CDs, sales promotional summer jobs. I did a lot of them, and then I went to work for McDonald's for a short while. Then I started DJing because my uncle had a DJ console, and I was always interested in something different. I did not learn that. Also, tattooing also, I'm completely self-taught. So I just
Yeah.
wanted to try my hand on different things, equipments. I started DJing, and in this one of the DJ parties, I saw some foreigner with a big tattoo, and I was fascinated. So I wanted
Mhm.
tattoos now. That's how I started.
Yeah.
So my parents were always, they always knew about me that whatever I'm doing, I'm trying to add something, add some value to my life, and I'm not wasting it, or I'm not just partying or doing anything. I'm bringing some money home, I'm saving and saving for the family also. So I was very sincere in
Yeah.
that way. I was not. I was a DJ, a tattoo artist, but I was not reckless and careless. I was very calculative in what I have to do, and this is what I have to focus on. And so
Right.
my parents were very supportive actually. In fact, one of my first tattoos I did was on my father. Goodbye.
And did he allow?
Yeah,
Did he allow you to do
yeah.
that?
Although he's an army man, but he's very supportive of whatever decisions I.
Mhm.
So in my MBA, he spent 3 to 5 lakh rupees, which was a big amount of his life savings. But
Yeah.
when I took the decision to not pursue, I mean, I finished my MBA, but not pursue that career and go into corporate. He did not even
Yeah.
for once ask me or question me that whatever they have invested, what will happen to that. They said do whatever you want to do because they knew that I showed them the consistency. I gave them that one
Mhm.
year of income to them. It was not just 1 or 2 months. For 1 year
Right.
for 2 years I was doing two things simultaneously, and for 1 year I gave them the complete amount of money. I showed them this is what I'm earning from my corporate career, and this is more than that I'm earning from tattooing just on the weekends. So if I do it
Yeah.
full time, I might be more successful. And yeah, they said it was not about money for them. It was all about if you survive and if you're happy, then yeah, go for it. So that way I was very lucky.
Right. So, are there any professional courses that someone who is interested in tattooing as a career should be taking?
See, there are no professional universities or colleges in India. There's only one tattoo
Mm-hmm.
in the world, which is in Italy, and I was honored to be invited there to give a lecture as a guest lecturer. So I went there
Right.
in I think 2017 or 16 to give a lecture to those students in Italy. I was the first
Mm-hmm.
guy from Asia to do it. But in India, there's nothing like that. But since I was tattooing, 20 years from now, since 2007, I started teaching people also because some of my clients who were also crazy like me, they wanted to learn tattooing, and there was
Yeah.
not. So in India, you can go to any tattoo studio, you can check out their work, and tattoo studios only. There is no government recognized diploma or degree. But how like we have
Right.
taught more than hundreds of students, and they come to us and we have a course for 2 months basics if someone wants to just learn it as a hobby, or a 4 month course if someone wants to do it full time as a career, where we teach everything from portraits to color blending and everything. So yeah, you can learn from some studios. There are studios who are running academies, like you have makeup academies, drawing academies. Same way you tattoo. There are a lot of tattoo studios almost in every city. But you need to be very careful of even because not all the
Yeah.
tattoo artists are the same. So you should see the work and learn from the best.
Right, right. So I have heard that your family, as in like your father, mother, they were very supportive. But what was the reaction when your family, near family, like your, let's say, uncle, aunts, and other cousins, they heard about you choosing tattooing as a career?
Yeah, relatives always have a saying in it, but I am not the one who listens to anyone. So, of course, even relatives, sometimes they want to say it because they have to say it, they're relatives, and sometimes they want the
Yeah.
best for you. So, I don't know which one was it, but they always said, you did MBA and you're placed in a good company, the top export houses of India. Why are you leaving this? And why are you getting into tattooing? Because tattooing was not a career that time in India. There was no occupation as tattoo artist. So it was super difficult for them to understand what am I getting into. But I knew that I could see the future, I could see the growth because it was at its nascent stages. So I knew that, even if Delhi has whatever 20 million people, even if one person wants tattoos, if there are not so many tattoo artists, I will be able to survive. And moreover, I'll be happy. Even if I'm earning equivalent amount of in both the things, I will still choose tattooing, or even if it's a little lesser, because it's giving me happiness. And when you do something like wholeheartedly and with true intentions, there's no malice, and you don't want to do, you're not doing it just to earn money. You really want to do it. Then you become successful. Because I have a lot of people who see the money in it, and they come and they want to do tattooing, but they don't succeed because they want to do it for money. They're not passionate about it. And someone else who's more passionate than them, he's the one who will win, not the one who's in it for.
Right. So where is India standing in terms of demand for tattoos?
In India?
Yes.
It has always increased. It's been more than 20 years since I'm tattooing, and till COVID it was increasing every year.
Okay.
After COVID, financially also people don't have too much of savings, or maybe the inflation is too high in the country.
Right.
So it's a little bit rest, not as much as it was before. But of course, we are busy every day. I'm talking about the growth which went like this for 20 years.
Right.
And then now it's little stagnant and up and down after COVID. But it's still good, We are thriving. We are still doing very good.
Right.
It cannot always go like this. Otherwise, I'll be the next one.
Absolutely. So, Lokesh, I've seen my grandmother. She has a tattoo in her hand, and even the people of her age, most of them have tattoo in her hand. So, is it some kind of age-old tradition in India to have tattoos, or how it is? Because when we say tattoo, it seems like it's a modern art, but then when you see those kind of tattoos in our grandmother, grandparents like that, so so what is your viewpoint? Or
even my Nanaji, my mother's father, had this big Krishna portrait, whole body of Krishna on his thigh.
Right.
And he got it done in local Mela in Haryana back, 100 years ago maybe. Or I think 100 years ago.
Yeah, it's 100.
So 100 years, they were doing good tattoos. I saw the tattoo after he was really old when I saw it.
Yeah.
And it was still good. So that means people had the art in their hand and they had the creativity, and the tradition was there, because he did not do it for fashion, or your grandmother did not do it for fashion.
Yeah, of course.
It was something related to the symbolism and what they believe in.
Mm-hmm.
Or even before that, when we used to be hunter-gatherers, then people used to do it to symbolize, to recognize people in their tribe. So every tribe people used to live in small tribes, small villages, and they used to have their own symbols.
Right.
So, to identify from their tribe or from the other tribes. So not only in India, in Thailand, in Japan, there has been a mummy which was found in Iceland. It was, I think, 1300 years old, and the tattoo was still intact. So thousands of years tattooing is going on since forever, and throughout the world, even in Polynesia, Samoan tattooing, in New Zealand Maori tattooing. Every place has their own style of tattoo.
Right.
Even now in Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, there is the Ramnami tribe who just write Ram on all their whole bodies because they were considered untouchables.
Yeah.
And they say that when we have inscribed Ram's name on our body, then how can we be untouchable? So whatever their logic is, the thing is, it has been there for ages. Just the generation before us, our parents, they got busy with jobs and all, because before that they did not used to be any jobs. So our parents went into jobs, education and all. So they missed out on tattooing. But after liberalization, when the country opened up
Yeah.
after '92, so I'll say late '90s, and MTV and all these cable TVs, we had the exposure to all of this Western culture, and we saw people with tattoos. It started coming back. So 2000s, the tattoos started to grow in India. So yeah, after liberalization, so this is a commercial form of tattooing, but we are doing right now.
Yeah.
People still have meanings behind their tattoos, because someone who's wearing a tattoo, they want to represent something. It's a symbol of expression.
Right.
It's a visual expression. They're expressing themselves. So if someone is a biker, he'll get a biker tattoo done. If someone wants to dedicate a tattoo to his or her spouse or children, they get the portraits or the names done to show the love and affection. So every tattoo has a meaning. Someone is religious, they go for Shiva tattoos and mantras. So every tattoo carries a deep meaning on the wearer's body, and the tradition, the meaning is the same. So my Nana, of course, Krishna might be meaning something to him. That's why he got the portrait.
Yeah.
So it's a form of self-expression, and that's how people have been doing it since ages.
Right. So you have done tattoos on a lot of celebrities. So if I can name a few, it can be like Taapsee Pannu, Ishan Sharma, Remo D'Souza. So how's your experience working with them? And if you can spill some bins on that, like what kind of tattoo they had?
I mean, I think celebrities also, they are normal people, because when they are on a tattoo chair, they have the same questions as the client will come to us and ask, the basic questions which are in their mind: how much will it hurt, how much time it will take to heal. And most of them, I don't think that they have tantrums as per se. People expect them to be acting like celebrities, but they act very normal in the studio. And when Shikhar Dhawan first came to the studio, I don't watch cricket, so I did not know who he was. So he was standing in the studio and watching my art on the wall, and he asked me, I want this cover up. I said, no, I don't have time. Maybe you come next week. Then a common friend who owns a gym in Delhi, he used to go in that gym. He called me up, hey, it's an Indian cricketer, Shikhar Dhawan, and please do his tattoo. So
you said no to Shikhar Dhawan.
Yeah.
Is it? On the first meeting?
First time when he came. Because I literally did not have time. So I still told him that I still cannot do it today, whether you're Shikhar Dhawan or Sachin Tendulkar, because I already have commitment in mind. But I told him very respectfully that the design today, since you're here. So we discussed the design, and later he came on with his wife, and both of them were tattoos done. Same with other cricketers, Umesh Yadav, Ishan Sharma. They came, clients were telling me Ishan Sharma is there, and I was like, who is Ishan Sharma? And this is like 7-8 years ago in an old studio. So the clients were telling me that Ishan Sharma. I said maybe some TV serial character or something, and then if it will be Shah Rukh Khan, I will know. So then he said, people in the studio started taking autographs and all. Ishan Sharma also walked into the studio. I never approached any of them. Remo also came through Dance India Dance. We did a tattoo on the director or some of the teammates, and he saw their tattoo, and Remo said, I want the tattoo of a Jesus portrait, because my specialty is portraits. And back in 2006, no one in India was doing portraits. So, or very rarely someone might be doing it. So it was very rare. So he saw the portrait, like, I want it from this guy. So Remo just dropped it one night at the studio. He started his tattoo at 10-11 in the night, went on till 6 in the morning. We saw sunrise in the studio. So we spent the whole night tattooing him in his team. So like that, so they act very normal. We ordered food in the night and ate, and very normal. They don't feel like a tattooing celebrity if there's no crowd around, because they are just one-on-one with you. And it's like, normal house life, how does this work? And they have this normal curiosity regarding that. So, yeah, I mean, my experience has been very pleasant.
Right. What kind of tattoo, like what kind of art is in demand in today's generation?
See, when I started tattooing, people used to go for more big tattoos, like, how you see in WWE, wrestling, big tribal tattoos, all that. And it started with that. So we used to do like a lot of big Harley Davidson logos with a skull and an eagle and all. Mm-hmm. So that was more hardcore tattooing we started with. And now it has become the millennial or Gen Z, whatever you say, the new generation. I don't know the difference also. I'm so old, 41. So now people have started getting smaller and smaller tattoos done. they see tattoos on Pinterest, something small and cute. It might be meaning something to them. But as a tattoo artist,
Right.
you want to draw and explore, like bigger pieces of art. You just want to
Right.
do one sticker here, one sticker here, one sticker here, one here. Because it does not flow with the body also. If it's a big tattoo, you go according with the muscle and the shape of the body. And if it's in the back, you do the shape, something in the middle. But nowadays, more people are getting some, patchwork kind of tattoos for the new generation, because I don't know, they are too scared of commitments. They want everything small, but still they want a tattoo because they want to be in with the tattooing crowd.
Cool.
Yeah. Before it used to, when I started 20 years ago, really hardcore guys only used to get tattoos done, and they used to be like big tattoos.
Yeah.
So it's opposite now. Normally people start with small and go big. Now we started with big tattoos, and now we're going small and small. People want just tiny things on their fingers. Sad.
Right. So you are a Guinness World Record holder. So what it is about? Would you like to share some thoughts on that?
Yeah, I did. Started with so the record is the maximum number of flags done on. So we started with Indian. So the guy, Mr. Guinness Rishi, is no more. He started, I think, 2007 or 8. We started.
Okay.
And I did the first flag. It was published in Hindustan Times also. On his forehead, here on the forehead, we did an Indian flag, then US, the UK, and then all the other flags. We did whole the complete head as circle with all the flags. And we did a lot of flags, and then later other artists also worked on it. But I was the first one to start this project, and this guy had multiple records. I think 7 or 8 other Guinness records also to his name.
Yeah.
And his passion was to earn just Guinness records in different fields. So we started this, and 2009 is, I think, when we got recognized by Guinness with 199 flags finally on the body, which was the maximum on anyone's body. And then we got the record. Yeah, it was a different experience for sure.
Right.
He was a really old guy. He was in his 70s that time when he started, and I think he died in his 80s, 85.
Right. So, does tattoo act like a dream catcher? Because recently, since 2024 Olympics is going on, so it is in news that US Olympic team has a tradition that any of the new player getting added to the US team, so they get this Olympic rings embedded on their body. So, do you think like it acts like a dream catcher and it helps them to visualize their winning and motivate them?
I think in 90% of the cases it does. We also have tattooed some Olympians, Mr. Harpinder from triple jump, or I think long jump, we were tattooed some other sports players we have tattooed. Even I have tattooed here which says chasing dreams, because I've been always chasing dreams since this is 2006. So this tattoo is also 18 years old. Yeah, I mean, if you get a tattoo of something that you really want, like chefs, or someone wants to be a pilot and they get a small airplane on their wrist, then they see the tattoo every day and it inspires them to do better in whatever they want to achieve every day. So I think it does, because when you visualize it and when you put the word out, so when your friends and relatives and everyone knows about what you want to do, and you have said that I will achieve this, then you have some sort of pressure also to achieve that. So I think it does, and also you see it every day. You remember that purpose of what you want to do every day, and definitely it pushes you a little bit and motivates you to do better and reminds you every day. So tattoos do, I think 90% of the time tattoos do act like a dream catcher. Because I've done a lot of tattoos on aspiring actors and sports players, chefs, pilots, and then they achieve their dream finally. So I think yes.
So Lokesh, like you have pursued your passion and made it as your full-time career, so much so that your studio is the first studio in Delhi, tattoo studio in Delhi. So would you like to give a piece of advice to our audiences on how they can make their passion as a full-time career?
Yeah, my studio is one of the first in Delhi. I think there was another guy in Gurgaon who was tattooing, but he was not himself a tattooer. Some artists were coming from for a few weeks and going. But yeah, My studio is still the first running tattoo studio of Delhi and one of the first in India. The only advice I will give to people is your drawing has to be very good if you want to be a tattoo artist. And even if your drawing is not good at the moment, you can achieve anything. If you really want to be a tattoo artist, first 6 months you should spend not on tattooing, on drawing and making your basics, your roots strong. Because if your roots are not strong, you will be uprooted and thrown out in the wind, which is so much of competition. You will not be able to survive and stand back. So make your basics very strong. Join drawing local, drawing classes, academies are there in every city. Join that, get your basics right. By basics, I mean light and shadows and body proportions. This much you have to be very clear about, contrast and all. And after that, you have to spend whatever time, 8 hours a day tattooing or sketching. You have to be crazy about it, and no one can stop you then. Right? If you do it more than anyone else, if you practice more than anyone else, then there is no one which can stop you from being successful. That is the only advice. Don't look at the glamour and the bling thing of the industry, because this is a lot of hard work. Anyone who can write a name with a tattoo machine, if I give XYZ person, a person walking on the street, a tattoo machine right now, in 10 minutes he will be able to write a name. But that does not make him a tattoo artist. Because the cleanliness, the sharpness, the thick and thin of the curves, how it bends, the basic knowledge of calligraphy, he will not have that. So it will still be a name you will be able to read, but it will not be as aesthetically appealing and clean and technically correct as it should. So get your basics right and learn, find a tattoo studio in your city, or if you have to even travel outside your city for 3-4 months. Find a good mentor who can teach you. And because whatever took us 5 years to do, the portraits first, when I started to do first 3-4 years, was not even, I was just writing names because there was no one to teach me. There was no Google or YouTube that time. In 2003, Google did not exist. YouTube came in 2007. So I had no tutorials. I had to figure it out, how much needle depth, nothing. What I have to do. So first 5 years I took to do my first portrait. People do it now in first 3 months because they have a mentor to tell them. So you save a lot of time when you have a mentor and someone is telling you what you're doing wrong. Because I was just doing everything wrong and embracing it and just making it my way of tattooing. So maybe technically I might have, I took a long time, 5 years to be strong. And now with the help of a mentor, they can be much better and stronger very fast. So choose the right mentor, get your basics right, and be passionate about it. Don't jump into anything for money because your friend is successful in it, because he might be more passionate than you. So whatever you have to be really liking the thing. Even if you have to do it for free for the rest of your life, you should be ready to do it. It should not feel like it. And then you will succeed.
Right. So what is the minimum investment amount that a person can invest to open a tattoo studio?
See, now rentals and all depends from like state to state. So apart from the rentals, the basic machine and the inks and all, you can buy for 1 lakh rupees. So it's not as much as it used to be, much expensive. We used to pay 200% tax on everything imported. Now everything is readily available in India. They directly buy from. And although everything is imported, but things have become much easier to procure and source. So I think 1 lakh you can buy the basic machine and the basic 7 inks and needles and all that start. But the amount of the money that you will need will be if someone is ready to teach you for free, something like that. But I don't think anyone will, because they will also be spending every day 5 hours. So so we charge like for a basic course we charge 1,75,000 for 2 months, and for 4 months we charge 3.25. So that's the amount you should be having. I think almost everyone in India who's teaching might be charging in same range, maybe 50,000. So this is the rough idea of what the amount that you need. And if you can learn on your own, you might take a little longer, but if you're dedicated enough like me, you might learn on your own.
Right.
So figure out But yeah, be crazy about it. Don't leave it if the times are slow, the business is slow. You have to be motivated.
Right. How one can reach you out to learn from you?
Well, I work in Luxembourg. We opened a new studio in Luxembourg in Europe.
Okay.
Luxembourg is in the heart of Europe, so we have a studio in the Luxembourg city. Luxembourg is a small country with just 7 lakh population, which is one part of New Delhi, anywhere in Delhi. And we opened there because it's geographically very centered. Like from my studio, Germany is 20 minutes drive by car, and France and Belgium are 25 and 30 minutes. So, we have clients from all over.
Right.
Switzerland is 3 hours, Netherlands, Amsterdam is 3 hours. So we opened there. I'm not available in India anymore, but we have mentors here. We have some good artists. They work on the website. It's devilztattoos.com. So it's devil with a Z and tattoo with a Z. Devilztattoos.com. You can go to the website. All the info is there. The email address is there. You can mail them and they'll send you detailed prospectus, the brochure.
Right.
And the email IDs and phone numbers are there. You can call the studio and ask them for more details if you want.
Right.
The speciality of our studio is we don't have a classroom method.
Okay.
There's only one-on-one. So there's one mentor for a student. Normally in India there are tattoo academies opening where they have one hall, there's one teacher teaching 30 students, 50 students. But we have one-on-one mentorship.
Right.
So there's 100% attention. Plus you work in a studio, real studio environment. You're not sitting and studying theory in the class. You're dealing at the reception, also handling the clients. So all practical experience. That's why I did not open an academy and stuff. We really teach apprenticeship in the studio.
Absolutely. All right. It was really an insightful conversation. And thank you so much for your time and for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.